like to just do it off the cuff when you're not ready for it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You know, we're just kind of here, and then it's like, welcome to the Locolove podcast. You got Tony here.
Sam.
Yeah, Manny. Hello.
Thanks for joining us again.
I was ready for that one.
I don't know if you're ready for that one.
I caught it. I was like, oh, he's going to introduce it right now.
Okay.
Usually I'm not ready, but...
Hey, we appreciate everyone that's been joining us and listening in. I know the views are starting to go up. Definitely want to thank everyone again. I think we
Blue for coming by.
Yeah.
I wish she didn't come by. She just stayed.
We had Nisa here the last time.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys got to see that. Again, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Definitely subscribe. That was one of the things we talked about, like doing something when we hit our first 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you
said you're gonna get a tattoo.
That's not what I said.
Oh. Tattoo.
Tattoos at a whole different level.
Tattoo. What?
Yeah.
Tony? No.
You get a little mic.
So the tattoo, if we're gonna put it out there, the tattoo, I said I would be willing to get a tattoo in an undisclosed spot when we hit our first revenue of $1 million a year. We are not at $1 million a year. When we hit $1 million a year in revenue.
Okay, yeah. Guess we won't be getting no tattoo.
You got to put the goals out there.
If
I believe in
That's
miracles.
a high goal.
It's actually in revenue. I'm not talking profit, just revenue. That actually is not a high
tattoo
goal.
if they book tomorrow.
If who books tomorrow?
Anybody.
Oh, I don't know about that, but going back to that,
Why don't you know about that?
Well, what do you mean you're gonna get a tattoo if anyone books tomorrow?
Yeah. If anyone books tomorrow, I'll get a tattoo.
What the hell you get a tattoo for just someone booking tomorrow? Thank you.
No,
That's what you should put on your forehead. Thank you.
No,
So when
I'm
every
not
time you
gonna-
cut someone's hair, they look at it and they're just like, "Thank you."
Should say goodbye. Should say goodbye. No. If they book tomorrow
Wait.
and I get booked up, I'll get a tattoo. My choice, but I'll get a tattoo.
So if you get booked up, wait, this ain't gonna be released by tomorrow.
Okay. Well, I'll get another tattoo.
Yeah, but it's not. We're gonna have to. I don't know when Manny's gonna release this, so we gotta figure out when he's gonna release. 'Cause you can't say tomorrow and it lands on a Sunday, and everyone's booking on
Monday and yeah.
So pick a day. Like you're saying. So if you get fully booked on
I
Tuesday,
get fully booked on Wednesday.
Wednesday coming up.
This Wednesday coming up.
Okay, so
All right, let's look
the
on the
challenge is
calendar.
so that you guys know, because we're releasing.
See what
We'll
we got.
release this hopefully soon. Let me go to my calendar because I don't even know what Wednesday of next week is.
Oh, buddy.
I hope you're not gonna do
It
this
is.
challenge because you already have limited
It's the
space as
13th.
it is. All right, so Sammy gets fully
13th.
booked on Wednesday the 13th.
Yeah.
He says he's gonna get a tattoo
We'll get a tattoo.
of what?
Don't know yet.
The last person's name.
No.
That final book who gets to put their name on you with a heart. With a heart.
I'll get another Locolove tattoo. I already have one, but it's a homemade one and it sucks.
All right. Really? We're just gonna do it for a full day booking? That's what
I just want a tattoo.
okay. All right. Well, there it is. So Wednesday the 13th. If he gets fully booked, he's gonna get a tattoo. All right. But we did say like when we get our first 100, we'll do something. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. We'll figure something out. I don't know. We got to put something out there. We're open to suggestions. I do work in a business place, so please.
Yeah, well,
I can't go in with something crazy.
You gonna do something, or am I gonna do something? Because I work here, so it's not like we're gonna fire me.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's throw some. Let's people throw some suggestions, and then we'll kind of pull it out and figure it out. Maybe you do something, I do something.
All right.
For the
Why
first
don't y'all
100.
do something together?
Or we can do something together. Let's see what the suggestions are.
Yeah.
So first 100, then we'll go there. And as we go, we'll keep progressing it. We hit a 500. Maybe we'll do something stupid like jump out of a plane or something.
You can jump out of it.
Or bungee jump. Like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, where boom.
Where he died? Yeah, no.
I mean, hey, we'll figure it out.
Hurry, will you, man? Like what, Trevor?
This is before you slappy people.
Yeah.
Aye.
It's one of my favorite moments on Fresh Prince.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out as we go along. But yeah, throw out your suggestions. Hit it in the comment box. I know some of you, and we appreciate it. If you're coming through the shop telling Sammy, Blue, about the things that I've heard some comments too, we appreciate it. But also throw it in the comment sections too. Like, we want to build a community here. We're going to be having some guests coming on. I'm excited about some of the guests we're going to be bringing on here in the near future.
If you want to be a guest, just hit us up.
Yeah, hit us up.
We'll
promote your
y'all up too.
Yeah, promote your business and stuff like that. Like,
trying to get your name as much.
Like possible. That's one of the things. Like, again, like we still have Mia's vibes. You know, it was in the description.
Show my bracelet.
Show your bracelet. I'm gonna
Here we go.
Like episode number 1 where I forgot my shirt. Yeah. Episode number 4, I forgot the bracelet. It happens. It happens. But it is a nice bracelet. I do wear it. And so she does customize it. So I recommend you know, if you want to do something different and you're helping out a young entrepreneur, go ahead and we'll put we'll put it in the description again. But send an email. You know, let's get some sales up and just tell them that you were sent by Locolove. That's one of the things we definitely want to build in here is community of small businesses. We love having fun. We're gonna laugh and stuff like that, but definitely building that business here. So we'll be having some more people coming through because we don't all have it figured out. I mean, that's one of the things, right? I'm probably jumping ahead, but one of the things about what we wanted to do was build a platform for small businesses. And one of the tips we were talking about was advertisement. Yeah. And this is part of advertising. You're reaching out to a small group that reaches out to another group that reaches out to another group. You know, when it comes to advertising, there's so many different ways of doing it. And I think when you look at advertising, you got to look at your target market and stuff like that. And I think sometimes we miss the opportunities, right? This is a free one. Right, we're not charging anyone to come on. Mm-hmm. You help generate sales. Hopefully, you know, you keep building that community, and it reaches other people that maybe you wouldn't have reached. Yeah.
And like when when you guys leave the cards here and stuff, like that's free advertisement too. Like, what you should do, like if you're a small business, you should be hitting up all the other business. Like the first thing I did when we got here, even before we opened, I walked around the whole place, giving out our stickers and stuff. And telling them that we're the new barbershop here and we're going to be opening up and everything. Like, you have to, like, and
I think advertising is like,
that's dope, bro.
What? Like you have to keep advertising. I think
you got to be creative. That's the hard, like, keeping advertising is easy if you're just copying and pasting. But after a while, like, especially nowadays, like, people lose interest really quick.
I agree, but I think you have to understand your target market, right? So like what works in one area is not going to work everywhere, right? Like, so you guys do a lot of stickers and stuff. If I'm honest, I was like, I don't know about the stickers, but I think they've been a hit and they've worked. But I wouldn't do that for every business. There has to be a target market for it. It has to make sense in what it's doing, you know?
And the stickers aren't even really like, they're for the clients because the clients want to push you and everything. But they're for all the friends and everything. Like, like I had this one. It's a bobblehead of me, and it was like one of my biggest hits. And like they were just like, "Who is that on your?" They would ask other people. They're like, "Who is that?" And they're like, "That's my barber." And like, he did a drawing of himself. They're like, "Yeah," but it got people to look.
That's what worked.
That was like 5 face tattoos ago.
Yeah, there's not as many. I had my J's on too.
So, but I think with one of the things, like as we're going through inflation and stuff, we're talking a bit about it last time. You know, you have two choices. You kind of buckle down and just try to ride the wave, or you push for growth. And part of pushing for growth is continue advertising. Yeah. I think some businesses, not even small business, just businesses in general, they start dying out when they stop advertising, stop pushing and moving for new things and looking at new ways. I mean, you can look, Radio Shack, they advertised, but they didn't push forward. Like they just kind of Blockbuster, didn't move. They had the chance to move in with Netflix and they just jumped in too late.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you look at some of these things and you just got to keep moving, innovating.
What's wild is Netflix used to be a mail-in DVD thing.
Yep.
Like, people forget about. Like,
people forget about that. I remember that.
That's where they started off. Yeah,
I had a subscription to that.
Yeah, and I thought it was when they tried to hit a Blockbuster. It wasn't during the streaming. It was during.
No, it was that part. Yeah. But the problem was when they went to streaming. That's when Blockbuster went to the mail thing, and they were just a little bit too late.
Yeah. Because you know what happened? I saw a documentary on that, man. Blockbuster, the people they laughed at that whole idea.
Yeah.
They thought like, that's not gonna, that ain't gonna work and all that. And then look what happened now. Look. So
I think Netflix probably had to push streaming after a while because Redbox started, like, everyone was doing Redbox because you didn't have to mail it in, wait for it to come in. Now you just go to your HEB.
Even that, look how Redbox creeped in. Like,
now like
you don't even do Redbox.
Well, then Netflix they redid themselves, and a lot of followed afterwards, in that they started creating their own content. So before they were paying for people to have their content, then they created their own. Now they're starting to lose a lot of subscribers because they went too cheap on their content. So it's a lot of like weird stuff,
crazy.
Too much. Like they're trying to create.
Well, and then the other thing is, and look, I'm not trying to put one side or the other, but one of the things like even Netflix has started taking it back on is they started putting a lot of things that were very political on one side or the other, and so it became very fireball. And then they had to come in and start saying like, we're not gonna fall to this. Like they did like with the whole Dave Chappelle thing, where like, no, you're pissed off about it, tough luck. Which was interesting. That was an interesting move that they made on it. But what happened was, I think they stopped putting so much investment into their content, so now they're starting to lose a lot of subscribers.
I think they just spread themselves out so thin because like they have so many shows now. Like it's like so many shows and movies coming out.
Yeah, you can't even.
Like
it's like content overload.
Yeah, and you're gonna start using like your budgets are gonna have to get smaller if you're doing like 15, 12
subscriptions.
movies.
Yeah,
and I just think that the competition just came in and just kind of took it. Like when Disney came in, like
it took their moves off of Netflix.
Yeah, that was a big. Disney started moving there. Then everyone started moving to that model, and they've all started creating stuff. So it's just spreading the competition. I don't think Netflix is dying, but I definitely do think like they're having to step up their game and figure it out because they were the only ones there. Well, it's like, but that's the same thing with Disney too. I mean,
well, Disney and Amazon pushed something that I think Netflix didn't think would work, and now it's working for them, and it's making you subscribe for longer. Is they don't release like when
they got their own releases.
Yeah, like Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
you got to wait every week, and people will wait, and they'll pay for that subscription. Stranger Things, everyone binge watched it because they just released everything. The only thing they did was they separated from volume 1 and volume 2.
So what would be interesting to see if do for certain shows, do people drop their subscription and wait until it fully gets loaded and then buy it for a month? And then, I mean, the problem is they're banking on that you forget, right? That you're not paying attention to that stuff.
I mean, the way Disney, from what I can see, Disney has shows like it would just be dumb to cancel it for a month because the next show's already coming out, and then the next show's already coming out.
Yeah, they do get you locked in, but
because like Obi-Wan came out midway through Miss or Obi-Wan came out and Miss Marvel came out midway through Obi-Wan.
But I do think more because Netflix was not, because in that sense Netflix was competing with movies and Blockbuster and stuff like that. They weren't really competing with the TVs. And Disney and them, Hulu and all them more came in to compete with the TVs and stuff, and that's what created that kind of.
And now they're teaming up.
Now the thing,
they're not teaming up, but they're buying out each other.
But what I would be interested, and I know some people are going to say no, I feel from my perspective, Disney has oversaturated certain things, like Marvel. I think it's going to get oversaturated.
It might. I think not right now.
I think Star Wars is starting to get oversaturated.
I don't know about Star Wars.
Star Wars
has been around for a long time.
But remember, part of what the lore for Star Wars was you wouldn't get another episode for like 2 years. You wouldn't get another movie for a few years, right? But now it's like everyone has. I still think they're good, but I still think like. I don't want to say so much Star Wars.
I would say maybe Marvel more because Star Wars, Boba Fett and between Boba Fett and Obi-Wan, that was a few good months in between.
I still feel like Marvel is the one I feel that's really getting oversaturated. And I know I said Nisa's not here, so she can't get mad about it. She'll put a negative comment later. But like WandaVision was overrated.
WandaVision was not
overrated. It was overrated.
That was a good one.
It was overrated.
It won Emmys.
Doesn't mean anything. It still was overrated.
I haven't met anyone that's just like, oh, I really hated WandaVision, except for you.
I'm Tony. Nice to meet you. Because you just met someone. It was overrated.
Hey, I think they're getting to that borderline, but it's because like you're talking about Marvel has a whole universe to themselves. Like they have so many characters. Like you can make a movie about almost every character, and you're still gonna have fans. Like Moon Knight's. Most people didn't know about it, and now people are like raving about him. Miss Marvel is becoming that. Like,
I actually think Miss Marvel is actually a pretty decent one.
That's what I mean. But if I would ask you last year, hey, Miss Marvel, you would have been like, isn't that Captain Marvel?
No, that's majority. That's what, and I get that. But
I'm saying like they have enough content in their history because they've been around since like the 60s or 50s. Like, they got so many superheroes. That
my feeling is that I just think they're oversaturating it. But it is what it is. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, they can get to that point, but I'm saying like they're a little bit less at risk because they have so many characters.
Because like that what if, like that was a little too much.
That one, but that's just like that's the thing they took from the comic books. Oh. They have like they've been doing what ifs I think since the 80s.
Yeah, I just feel like it was oversaturated. But hey, if it's gaining the money, what are we to say?
And then the what got people hyped. Like some people didn't like what if, but what got them hyped was they connected it to Doctor Strange. There was characters on what if that came out on Doctor Strange. So then they saw the live action. So people that were big fans of what if got hyped about that.
I still enjoyed Doctor Strange without having to see all the what ifs.
Yeah, but you're not the fan they're looking for.
Doctor Strange or Multiverse? Which one?
The multiverse one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if you haven't seen it, that's your fault.
I like this.
But like Captain Britain, she was from the What Ifs.
Yeah, that was the first episode. That's as far as I got into the what ifs. I said, what if I didn't watch this no more because I'm not.
It was really good. Like the Ultron one, like what if Ultron actually won? That one was really good. And then there's.
But I think we were talking about advertisements, so how we got to Star Wars. Or Marvel. Marvel.
I love Marvel. I'm gonna go see Thor later. So.
Thor is coming out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit because we're talking about advertisements.
So back to
we basically advertise for Marvel and Star Wars and Disney and Netflix.
But I will say, like, I think if you're trying to grow your business, you got to continuously advertise, and there's so many different avenues. I definitely think going as much free as you can. Like, social media is such a big thing, but again, you're closing your network off. And this is not a knock because it's all based on the business. Like Yelp, I did not feel like that was a good investment for us, so we didn't make an investment in that. I do feel like
we
Google
didn't invest in it at all.
That's why I said we didn't make like I do
Yelp
feel
is a scam.
I don't think too many people use Yelp though.
Yeah. Not anymore. They try to, but it kind of. I mean, I think there's other cities that still use it.
The only thing that's good about Yelp, and I learned this from a client, is that I think Google Maps is attached to Yelp's reviews.
No, I think it's Apple Maps,
or maybe it's Apple Maps.
Yeah, so Apple Maps.
That's something good. It's like so when you.
That's how they get it because it's tied to Apple Maps.
Yeah,
but other than that,
it doesn't matter. Yeah,
like I think Google Map is tied to Google, so they have their own. They do their own Google advertising.
Okay,
it was Apple.
Yeah, it was Apple.
So and I found like Google advertisement was actually the better one. They have a lot of. It can be a little overwhelming when you go in to kind of have to set it up and do the thing, but it's more of because you got to type in. Like they want you to type in some search criteria so that when people search stuff, they pull it up. But what's good about Google, because they own so many, it will come up on YouTube. It will come up on the maps. It'll come out on searches. It's quite a bit of stuff on there. I feel like Facebook advertisement has kind of fallen off. I don't.
Instagram is like pretty much.
Well, I think Instagram, Facebook, and TikToks and stuff like that. Those advertisements you can do for free, and that's just building content. Yeah, you can pay for stuff, but I don't think that gets out there as much for certain things like tweeting and stuff like that, Twitter and all that stuff. Like I think in certain aspects it hits, but I think for really like because typically if you're looking for something, you're not going to Twitter. You may hear about something on Facebook, or you may hear about something in a TikTok or something.
Well, Twitter has from what I've learned is like Twitter has like the worst advertisement from all of them.
Yeah, but not even from an advertisement standpoint. Like what I'm saying is like if you do your own, like if you build your content on those platforms, then that's good advertisement. I don't think you should pay for it on those platforms. No. Because if you pay for it on those platforms, you said, it doesn't generate stuff. But
because we tried Instagram,
because I think for the most part, like, do you really go to Instagram and say, okay, I want to check out the barbers? Typically, if you're looking for a service,
I've had people literally find me because of Instagram. They're like, I was looking for a barber, because that's why on our hashtags, like on every post that we make, if you look, it says San Antonio, Texas, San Antonio TX, San Antonio Barber, San Antonio Barbershop.
But I think that's more from the free stuff, and that's what I mean. When you're building content out there, then you're gonna have people go and look at it. But I think from paying from a standpoint, for the most part, most
pay too much.
But I think most people don't go to those things saying Typically, if you're looking for a service, you pull out your phone and you do either a Google search or some kind of search. Yeah, you're like nearest barber, or you go on your maps finding restaurants and stuff like that. And so I think that's like, I do think, like for us, like one of the things we've tried to do, and I think we want to be better about it, is building content, right? So I do think you need to have a social media content, because that does generate, I feel like that does generate business and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I've been talking to Blue, and I don't know if we're calling her Blue or Nisa on here, but I was talking to Nisa and telling a few other people like that I want to start a TikTok, just because I see like I don't understand, like the reason why I hadn't started would, because I don't understand the algorithm, and like I was really confused about it from what people were telling me. Like it was like, man, this sounds kind of dumb, like because you get a lot of views and you can make money off of the views, but like if they follow you, like you fall out of their algorithm or something like that. And I was just like, well, we want people to follow us so they can book. Like the whole point is to get us booked, not to just like.
But I think the thing with that is, so like I think what's interesting, like with TikTok, with Facebook, when I wouldn't say Facebook, TikTok, I think if you're gonna use Twitter, if you're gonna use Instagram, you have to create advertisement without creating advertisement. Like if all you're doing is getting on there and you're talking like a commercial, but if you're building content and it's pushing your brand, then people come, right? So like. What was it? Who was it that was it? And I know I brought this up before. I think it was Nike. I think it's Nike. If you notice, Nike never talks about their shoes in a commercial. It's all focused on the athlete.
Yeah.
They'll show the shoes and stuff, but they rarely ever say this is the shoe. This is what it's made of. Blah blah blah. So it's all about the athlete.
Fitting, you never really hear about that.
So they do an advertisement without actually advertising the thing.
That's right.
And so. When you look at those social media platforms, if all you're doing is going on there and whatever it is, I'm selling a cup, and every Instagram you're selling the cup, then you're going to lose people. But if you build a content like, oh, this cup's going on a journey, and you're putting the cup in different places or doing, like now you created weird content that people want to watch. Yep. And if they find it funny, if they find it humorous, you grab their attention, and that, and kind of build from there.
I think that's it. Just got to grab people's attention is basically what you're trying to do.
Well, we like a lot of ours, like if you see it, like we'll post up like my cat on there, and we'll be like, we got openings today, or like today, I posted up a comic book strip from Thor, and I just put Happy Thor's Day, and then just like said, hey, we got openings if you guys want to book, hit up the link, and then that's it.
Nice plan.
Okay.
Yeah. And like. It's just things like that, like, because like what I used to do on my personal, well, not my personal, but my personal business one was, I was like, I'm gonna make my advertisement boring, but all the stuff that I post up is gonna be fun. So I would put like Ninja Turtles, like skating, like all the stuff that I was into, and then it would be like you're seeing Ninja Turtles, you're seeing skating, you're seeing, I don't know, whatever else. I forgot what I would post up, like even like Chicano stuff, and then it would just be like, hey, got openings, and then it'll go back to the things, and it would work. Yeah. My clients are like, yeah, dude, I'll be looking through your stories, and I was just like, hey, I got openings, and
So but I think the biggest thing, if you're a small business owner and stuff, don't be afraid to advertise. I think you need to budget that. You need to put that in there.
Yeah.
That should be like, honestly, that should be almost your main goal.
Yeah.
Like, is to get as much advertisement, especially free advertisement.
Yeah.
That's why, like, when we did the stickers, we didn't charge people. I was like, we're giving them out. Yeah. Because are we taking a loss? Kind of, but we're gonna make it up.
I mean, I don't think it's a loss. It's in.
No, I mean, as in like.
It's in our expenses, like
No, I meant like taking a loss, as in like we're not gonna make money off of the stickers, only by association of like they come and give us like, you know, they're like, oh damn, that's a cool sticker. Yeah, who's that? Locolove, like cool, damn.
Yeah, like we said, we're building this community. We're gonna have some more people on here. Hopefully, we'll be advertising their business. If you want to advertise or come on and push your business, your passion, we recommend it. And then the other piece is like, that's part of it, right? Like if you have advertising tips, put it in the comment section. Like we got, like the one thing we're not in competition with each other. Like we're going to invite other barbershops on here, because to me, when you look at the sheer numbers of it, right? If you're doing what you need to do, you're going to be a business. Like I'm not competing with other barbershops in a sense. Like, we're competing with people who just don't want to cut their hair.
Barbers do this weird thing, and yeah, I'm gonna call them out about it. Like they do this weird, stupid thing where they say that you're cheating on them, and like, you know, like I get it, like, but I have enough confidence to be like, oh, you went with him? That's cool, man. And because I feel like I do a good enough.
You're like opening up old wounds about Ray. We left that back in.
Ray.
Here we go.
Oh, well, Ray,
the greatest barber from the West Side.
Here we go.
I can just like, I would take a day off, sit there, and let Ray cut all my clients, and I'll be like, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hating on Ray. Don't hate on that honest
truth, man.
Don't hate on that man.
Honest truth.
Don't hate that man.
It's not hating if it's the truth.
Don't hate on that man and his clippers.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a compliment from you. Like you compliment that man all the time. I don't get one compliment.
That's the greatest barber ever. Cut Canelo's hair, from what I read in the comments.
Yeah, that's the story. Like,
we'll talk about that story
to be continued. But yeah, like I don't get mad, like, because I feel like I've gained their trust too, and their friendship. Like where they, like, if they have to go somewhere, I'm cool with it. Like, hey, and now like even like when we opened up the shop, like they were like going to Nisa because they're like, man, you're fully booked, or you're booked up. Like I just went with her, and I'm like, and some of them were like stayed with her. They didn't come back to me, and I'm still cool with that, because like it's just more opportunity. Like, okay, like that seat disappeared, now I got to fill it up again. That's it. And that's where the advertisers, that's why you keep advertising, they will come. Because people think like advertisement is supposed to like get like 50,000 people in your chair, and like, and really like you're throwing it out there, and I would say like 100 of them will see it, and maybe 20 of them might respond. Maybe. And that's like high numbers.
Well, and that's the thing. You're just creating a buzz, and then once, like, the whole thing is you create a buzz, you get people in, and then you hope the service delivers, and then it goes from there.
Yeah, because your service is going to be advertisement. Think about it.
So again,
the haircut.
Like I said, we're going to be having some guests coming on, and then we'll kind of, like, we're going to still keep pushing it, like Mio's vibes right now. You know,
show the
bracelet. It's so great. It's so great that it looks invisible.
Yeah.
I forgot it. What can I say?
Are you wearing it?
I am wearing it, but I forgot it.
I've worn mine every single day.
I wear it. I wear it when I go to sleep, so I can have Locolove on my wrist.
Sounds weird.
It is what it is.
That's where you should get it tattooed.
Oh man, I
already told you.
Back to the tattoo. I already told you
where we were at. It's already out there.
But I'm just saying, like you said, like you can cover it with the watch, so you can get it on your wrist.
I'm not getting it on my wrist. Anyways, the location
doesn't hurt.
Location will be determined at another time. Moving on to the.
You go get it on your foot.
That's just weird.
You go get it on top of your foot.
You get on your.
You said. Hold on. You said an undisclosed location. So hey,
you can get it on both of your big toe. Love. That is weird.
But when I get my pedicure,
what about spelled out? No, what about spelled out on the toes?
Pedicures. Don't sleep on pedicures, man.
I ain't saying that.
Those are amazing. Like especially like if you're a person that works on their feet a lot, make sure you get pedicures. Like straight up, like they.
So we went from now facials, pedicures. We don't do. We just talking.
we don't do pedicures here, but no, I would agree. Every once in a while,
it's good for the feet. Yeah. Like they help you. Like I didn't think of it until I went and tried it, and I was like, damn, like because they're giving you a foot massage. They're like cleansing all your legs. Like
I've went and got it once, and I hated to admit that I actually did enjoy it. Like when I went in begrudgingly, and I was like, this is so stupid. And I hate to admit that I actually did enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would hate it.
I mean, I definitely didn't get a shellac or color or anything like that, but just the pure of it.
That's
no
just
painted toes.
That's just
no painted toenails.
Yeah, now you're just painting toenails. That's like I don't even know if I would say that's the pedicure. Like that's an additional.
No, that's additional, but typically that's the full service. They go and
they straighten out your toes, like, and they it's really relaxed. They even do the rocks, the steam rocks, and that helps too.
I actually did have the steam rocks.
Felt good, right?
Did feel good.
See,
random as hell, but it did feel good.
And and it's funny because we're gonna talk about scrubs. They use the scrub on your.
They use the
scrub on your whole.
They'll
leg.
put like a little bag, and it's like it has like some kind of hot liquid. What's the scrub? Like they'll use a scrub, but the one that they put I don't know, does whatever stuff you pick the different scents or whatever, and then they kind of put it in the microwave so it's hot, and then they wrap it on your foot, like your foot.
It's like a hot towel. It's almost
Manny?
like
No, bro.
Oh, trip.
You're not seeing these.
We're taking a trip, Manny.
No, we ain't. I promise you, we ain't.
Manny.
No, bro.
Manny, you're on your feet a lot.
No. These dogs. No, bro.
Manny, what's your hesitation?
Actually, no, because I have very ugly feet.
I have ugly feet.
No, bro. You don't understand.
But that's the point.
I'm going to just leave it at that.
Pedicures are going to make
we're not doing
We're going to enhance your feet to look.
I have an appointment already for my podiatrist, so that's enough feet for me, okay? Yeah. Ain't nobody.
I have ugly feet too.
I have very ugly feet.
I feel like I have ugly feet. And you kind of just get over it.
What are ugly feet? Let's first what are ugly feet? Because I'm looking at my feet in my head right now. I'm like, is that ugly? What's wrong with you?
I think that's another.
Where are you guys what are you guys comparing your feet to where you guys are like, yeah, this determines my feet?
Okay, it's not like you only see your own feet. You see feet around.
Yeah, but you're
looking at feet. You look at feet around,
just judging them to the point where you're like, my feet are ugly because look at that guy. That guy has some handsome feet.
I mean,
that guy walking by, he has some chocolates on. No wonder he has some handsome feet right there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just trying to figure out how you get to ugly feet.
I don't know. It's just something you look at. You're like,
okay, I tell you what. Y'all talking about look up James Harden feet. Hey, he got some jacked up feet. Look up.
I think we make that. I think we make that a different episode.
We're already here.
No. I'm just saying. I think we make it a different episode.
Y'all killing me, bro.
No, not handsome feet. But no, we talk about pedicures on another one.
Yeah, we can talk about.
We actually should. I'm just
did you just say handsome feet, bro?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
What's the opposite of ugly when you say someone's ugly? They're handsome. They're beautiful.
I don't know how we got into this. Anyways, not the point.
Y'all killing
not the point.
Is the creases on the feet nice? I don't know. I'm trying to figure. Are the toenails just nicely cut?
Shut up.
What is a handsome foot? You guys, I'm trying to figure y'all out because you guys are like, I got ugly feet. You gotta compare it to something.
Why you compare it to normal feet? Other feet? Did you say?
What is a normal foot?
I think a normal looking foot. I don't know how you explain it. I don't know how more to explain it. A normal looking foot.
Ugly foot.
It's ugly. Look, there's no
look when your feet are not too far off of looking like Shaq's.
It's a Shaq got ugly feet.
Oh,
have you ever seen Shaq's foot?
Yeah, he got some.
Like his toe is pointing. His toe, like his big toe, goes all the way the other way.
He's throwing gang signs. He's giving directions. directions to how to get to the barbershop.
I think we should
just take a left.
Once we get out of the face stuff, I think we go into pedicure.
So we're gonna go from face to feet.
No, I'm just saying. Well, now we're making an episode. I actually think we film an episode getting a pedicure.
Lord, help me, Lord.
Yeah, I mean, only if Manny goes with his.
Oh no, that's not
Manny has to go film, but he's not gonna go in there. Hey, you got to push the judge. Maybe once he's there, he'll dip his toe in.
No,
just one toe.
100 people. 100 people. There we go. That's a shot. 100 people. We all go get our pedicures.
Get a pedicure. Oh my God. Go from ugly to handsome.
What is that?
I hope you guys have HD on y'all's phone.
Handsome feet.
Handsome feet.
Man.
It's a makeover, but on feet.
So now moving from the lowest part of our body to the highest part of our body, going into the face. That was a nice transition.
Oh man.
So just closing out the advertisement. Make sure put comments in there to help each other out, and let's help each other advertise.
And honestly, for the most part, make it fun.
Yeah. I think the next piece that we had talked about continuing on in regards to the facial, we started off with the cleanser, kind of giving the basic, and we said today we would go into scrubs.
Yeah, scrubs.
You want to explain what a scrub is, from a?
Well, it's not what Destiny. I mean, it's not what TLC describes as scrubs. That's not a scrub.
Oh, you just went.
Yeah.
Almost calls them Destiny Child. You're gonna have the beehive after you.
Well, there's different types of scrub. Again, it matters by how sensitive your skin is.
Well, I guess
what you're trying to get to. I've tried coffee scrubs, and honestly, when I do coffee scrub, it really it almost irritates my skin. So I got away from coffee, and the best thing for me right now has been the sugar scrubs.
So before you jump into the different types, what's the difference between a scrub and a cleanser?
Oh, the scrub is gonna that's gonna really the cleanser. You're doing this, you're trying to get as much dirt out, but the scrub is actually almost scooping it out. You scrub it's going really into your pores and just pulling out that dirt, the inner dirt.
And what causes that?
What causes what?
That to scoop it out when you're rubbing.
It's the grains and everything that's why they all have a scrub has to have a grainy.
Yeah.
That's why I said coffee. I didn't know that you said oat. I remember you tried to do an oatmeal type of scrub.
They have the oatmeal. They have the
mine is sugar scrubs. I like sugar scrubs.
They have sugar scrubs. I've been looking at sugar scrubs. They'll do little bamboo.
I haven't tried that one.
So you'll get the blend.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Because the ones I would recommend to stay away from, at least my opinion, is plastic. Because there's some that put little plastic in it.
That's the cheap stuff, probably.
Yeah. And I would stay away from that.
That's you're buying that scrub for $30, and that's not. I would say the good range of a good scrub is $8, $10. If you're just looking for just but you get to the more expensive stuff Lush out there. We got the ocean salt, and that one's
stop promoting Lush when I'm not paying.
It's the stuff that we use here.
No, that's cool.
But that one, I haven't tried it on myself, but when I'm doing facials, everyone's been loving it.
I think the one I have
a sugar scrub too.
The one I have right now is a sugar scrub. I think it is. I gotta go back and relook at it, but it has almost a mitt. I feel like it dries me out more, so I'm finishing it up. But it's
what's the difference between a sugar and a coffee scrub?
It's just a grain. So like you were saying, each one's gonna have a grain that helps. So when you're rubbing it in, that grain is pulling the dirt out, right? So it's pushing it through. So typically your cleansers are gonna be more like a liquidy, soapy type feel, or you can get some clay ones and stuff like that.
Top layer, pretty much with you're getting a little bit underneath the surface, but not really. The scrub, you're getting underneath the surface.
Yeah, so as you're rubbing it and rolling it, that grain is going into the pore and pulling it out. So typically they'll use something very fine like sugar or coffee. They do the coffee because there's a mixture of thoughts on it. One, it gives it a different texture, and two, there's thoughts of caffeine helping the skin. So you get a little bit of caffeine, and then some people like the smell. A lot of men will like that coffee smell. Like if you do it in the morning, and which you can do it at night or in the morning, it's up to you. But it's not really a daily thing. Like scrubs shouldn't be a daily thing. No. It's typically every other day, or
it just matters. Like
I think it matters like, daily.
Cleansers are daily because, like I said, like you're pretty much just getting that top layer, like like the ashy part off.
Yeah.
But the scrub is going underneath. So if you do it daily, you're stripping out that layer that actually protects your skin, and that's when you start getting those little red spots, and you start actually irritating your face because it's so raw.
Yeah.
And you don't want to do that either. Like when I do my scrub, because I've been saying like I'm dry, so like my scrub actually, like every time I finish it, like I feel like my skin feels more smooth.
Yeah.
It feels like it's like it actually moisturized it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, that was just from trial and error, just trying to figure out what to like I said, I tried coffee scrubs. I tried like the it's not plastic. It's almost like I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like charcoal type style.
Okay.
And I tried that, and that didn't help either. But the sugar scrubs have been the best for me so far.
Yeah. So I mean, it all just depends. But you got to test a few things, do a little bit of stuff, because people are gonna say, "Oh yeah, this is the best," but it's really depend on your skin and stuff like that, and you got to try a few things, and you'll find the right one. And it's okay to change it up too. Sometimes you may want to go sugar this month, and the next month it's
because your skin adapts.
And that's what I mean. Like, also the thing is, like, when you look at it, you're looking at it as expensive. Because I used to think the same thing. You get a little jar, 8, 16, 20, 30 bucks, 50 bucks. And you're looking at it and you're like, darn, this is expensive. But what you forget is you're only doing it either every other day or every few days. So that jar is going to last you at least a few months. Like, it's not something that just you're going to finish in a month. It's not like your daily soap that's going to go out quicker.
And with scrubs too, like you don't have to put a lot on.
Yeah.
Like it stretches out a lot because like you don't have to just put a little bit. You put a little bit here and it can stretch out all the way down here.
Yeah.
Because like what you're doing is using the scrub to pull out the dirt. So you want to spread it out because you're just rubbing and pulling it out. And a lot of now scrubs that's like. They do, like there's the avocado one that I've seen, and like people like that. I've tried that one. That one was working for me for a bit.
But did they actually have a scrub in it, or
yeah, it had a scrub. It was a mixture. Like so, they mix them now, like because they're trying to.
Like avocado, I would think more as a mask than a scrub.
Yeah, that one it can be a mask, but like
I have one. I've had one that's a mask that's avocado.
Yeah, what they're doing now is like kind of like mixing things in, so. Like while you're scrubbing your face, like the one that I told you, it has almost like a thermal.
Yeah.
Like, so they're mixing nowadays it's not just a scrub. It's like they're mixing in like vitamin E and stuff like that while you're doing it. So it's helping your skin.
Yeah.
So like the avocado one, I forgot what it was, but it helped me out for a good minute. And then I just got used to it and wasn't working anymore.
I think the other thing is it's the same thing with the cleanser. You're going in circular motions because you're trying to pull that stuff out of the you're not just putting it on your face and leaving it alone. You're rubbing
that
it in.
One you can even like sometimes just do this. You don't even have to do certain. You can just like literally because it's the grains. You're just trying to move as much as you can, just trying to get into there. I mean, circular motion is probably the best, but like if you feel uncomfortable that way, you're like, oh, it's not working. You can still like scrub or you can just. Because the main goal is to get that stuff to rub against your skin to the point where it pushes out and
it's trial and error. And so sometimes you have to find out, like for certain people, you're gonna find that you're more oily on your forehead and your nose. For other people, they're oily all over the face, and some people are not oily at all. If your main area is here, and you find that when you're doing a scrub on your cheeks, it's causing an irritation, you can just do your nose and your forehead. You don't have to do your whole face. Yeah. I mean, you have to find what works for you.
Yeah. I mean, at a certain point, like you're gonna have to do your whole face just to get all the dirt out of your face.
Yeah.
Like But like if you're more oil, like say like you're more oily like on the forehead and nose, like you said. So I would do that every other day since it pushes out a lot of oil.
No.
But your whole face, I would just do it like every like 3 to 4 days because you ain't really got to worry about those parts. Like you just got to get the dirt that's really deep in there out. So that's why I would like, so yeah, like it's just, it matters like how your skin is and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
I definitely recommend like you can go to Target. Target's been a good place to do. Sammy was saying HEB. Some HEBs had some decent ones.
Yeah, HEB's been stepping up a lot of their stuff. Like
Amazon, you can always look at Amazon to do some. I think that's where I got my last one. I think the last one I got right now is a Brickcell, something like that. I don't know.
I don't even know the brand of mine. I forgot what it was.
I definitely want to hit up Lush and check it out. With the other one thing, just like with cleanser and stuff like that, if you haven't built a full regimen and you're starting off and you're doing a cleanser, then you're doing scrubs, you definitely need to moisturize afterwards. After you've done a scrub, you definitely want to rehydrate your skin, moisturize.
You should moisturize every single day.
Well, you should do it daily, but just in case people are not even doing that, I mean, they should at least get to that level. Have that soft skin when you go get your pedicure.
You get your handsome feet.
The handsome feet.
Oh man,
handsome feet.
You gotta handsome feet, happy life.
You gotta have handsome feet. You know what? I think that's why most people wear socks with chanclas. They don't have handsome feet.
Yeah. Well, do you wear socks with chanclas?
That's what it is. I'm here in confession mode right now.
I mean, I do it, but I've never looked at my feet and said they're ugly. So,
well, good for you.
I just get cold. Like, I get cold easily when I don't have my socks on. I'm just like, man, it's cold.
I mean, some people, they feel like they have the like feet like what's those stupid characters from that movie you like, Lord of the Ring?
Lord of the Ring. Like they have hobbit feet.
There you go, hobbit feet.
Stop it.
You know,
we're handsome feet or ugly feet?
We're going from hobbit feet to handsome feet.
Wait, hobbit feet aren't handsome feet?
I thought they had ugly feet. I thought that was the whole point. I don't know. I
just had big hairy feet.
Really didn't really pay attention to the movie, so
you should have.
Worst 9 hours of my life.
It was amazing. I got it tattooed on me. I got Gandalf tattooed on me.
So again, definitely get into some scrubs and stuff like that. If you have questions, ask us when you come in. Ask or put it in the comment section, or if you have recommendations of some scrubs that you're trying, or maybe some that are made with different stuff, because there's a lot of different things out there.
And if you have no idea of any of that stuff and you want to just try it out, come over here and get a facial.
Yeah, we can
walk. Like when it's a first timer, I walk them through everything we're doing. Like I'm like, okay, first thing is hot towel, and then cleanser, and then scrub, and I just walk them through the whole thing. And like, this is gonna help this, and like just like we walk them through it.
Yep.
Yeah, because then they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. Like I didn't know that you had to do all this. Like it's like they enjoy it too. So like like if you don't know what to do, just come here and we'll help you out.
Yep. Speed round?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna tell you
what,
because I totally forgot about the shooting this past 4th of July.
Yeah.
That dude was on the radar again, like the other guy. Like that's pretty.
That's what they're saying. Yeah. It is crazy.
This is crazy, bro.
Well, here's the thing, right? So we can get into a little bit of gun laws before we jump into speed round.
Yeah.
At least, and I still need to listen some more and see some more, but at least from the beginnings that I've heard, there was a lot of things in place and it still fell through.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, like when you try to tackle an issue and you blame it on just one issue, whether it's gun laws or whatever, you're not tackling the bigger issue. Like there's a lot of things here, like Chicago, that's where it was, right? Chicago area?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Chicago has red flag laws. So someone could have said something. Supposedly the cop, what I was hearing today, which was interesting, and you know what? It's easy to judge at this point, but if you were in that predicament, what would you have done? one of the things is they're coming at the father because I'm not saying he's right, so please understand before you start blowing up that I'm saying he was right. But my understanding was they had called the cops that he was going to kill himself. And then when the cops showed up, he had these knives and the father said it was his knife, so they never took the son. And it was never reported. Or I don't know if it was fully reported because then they backed off of it. And so that was sign number one. And then the other thing is in Chicago, supposedly, if you're under 21 or whatever, I think it's under 21, you have to have a parent or guardian, or so you have to have someone of, I don't remember what it was, but you have to have someone sign off on buying it. So the father went with him to buy the gun. So again, should he, if his son was already suicidal and stuff, was that the best method? Probably not. He probably should have done more, and I think they're gonna come down on him. You know, I think we have to look at bigger issues like, you know, mental issues, things like that. Like I definitely think like, can we change some of the gun laws? Yeah. I mean, everyone thinks that. Like, but trying to eliminate guns completely is not gonna happen.
Well, the problem, like with a lot of stuff is like, and I think it's a lot of media and social media. Like, it's very like one side or the other. It's a gang now. Like you're either like all for this side or all for that side, and like, and a lot of stuff is like, I mean, one of my clients, and he's a major in philosophy, and we're talking to, and me and him were like, it doesn't always have to be like this side's right and this side's right. Like some of this can be right and some of this can be right, and you can put them together and have something that works.
That's where you talk about bipartisan, but it's no longer, I don't know if it ever existed. People will always go back and say, oh, we used to have bipartisan. It's always been this mentality, and I think that's where you have to have bipartisan agreement. Like most people, so here's the thing, like you said, they go to extreme. Everyone goes to extreme. So when you hear common sense law, people are like,
what's common sense?
Well, not just that, but part of it is like they're thinking that it's gonna go all the way. Yeah. Should I lock the door?
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
This is the weirdest thing.
That's what happens when you forget to close.
We are literally filming. We have mics on our face. We have a light over here, and they're just like, "Hey, you still cutting?" Like, yeah. Like you guys are sitting in the barber chairs. Like, you guys are sitting there just to.
That's one of the things we got to remember is to lock the door when you're filming, because
yeah, I mean.
It's all good.
Anyways, no,
common sense law.
Common sense law.
If you see us filming, we're probably not.
I don't know, man. We should have probably told him when we open so he can come back. But he probably like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was a good chance to advertise right there, but it kind of threw us off. It was a little.
We're like, bloom, bloom. What the hell?
Anyways, I think that, you know, most people, if you ask them, most people are fine with you know, background checks and things like that. Yeah, but the problem is both sides do this, not one side. They try to sneak in other things when they're doing that stuff. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna go with this, but hey, let me sneak this in, let me sneak that in. It becomes a negotiation. It no longer becomes bipartisan of agreeing with stuff, because I mean, this could get into a world of topics in everything. Yeah. Like I mean, the thing is, like, we can disagree on a lot of stuff, but there's certain things people are whether agree or are tolerable about it, and are like, okay, well, let's get that passed. But the problem is, again, once you try passing it, other stuff gets added in. Like most Americans, like, and this is statistically, this is not my standpoint or anything, most Republican or Democratic believe in a universal background check.
Yeah, I think it was like 90% Americans.
The reason it doesn't get passed is because they throw in universal background check, red flag laws, blah, 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 and they stick all this extra stuff in it. And so it doesn't get passed. Well, if they just pass universal background checks, it probably get passed.
The last bills they passed, like before Trump got out, and I heard it was like 5,000 pages or something like that. It's like, that's what I mean. Like they throw in all this stuff, and I think it was supposed to be about the pandemic, and they literally had like a UFO thing. Like,
well, because everyone, instead of looking at bipartisan, what they look at it is, in order to be bipartisan, okay, we're going to agree to this, but you need to give us this, and so they add that in there, and then someone's like, I don't want that in there, so we need to take this out and add this in there, and it's just,
that's what I mean. Like then you get like 5,000 pages of this this one bill that's. probably like only like 30 pages of the actual bill that you need to focus on.
And somewhere in there was some money that was going to some random project that no one really cared about. But to get that last vote, you had to throw it in there to get that.
Well, that's where I heard like they had the UFO thing in there. Like,
that was probably someone's negotiating. Okay, you do that, but you got to release the files on UFOs.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
And now you have every crazy out there talking about we're being invaded. Not crazy. Let me take that back. Yeah. Not everyone's crazy.
I don't think we're getting invaded, but there is UFO sightings now. Like the government came out and said there's been. But UFO doesn't mean alien. That's the thing.
But here's the thing. So where was I? I was watching this. Where was I watching this? Oh, it was a documentary. It was like, have you noticed that, and I could be wrong, and I'm sure there's some theorists who will prove me wrong, but have you noticed most alien sightings are in the U.S.? Maybe some in Canada, but where do you ever see any filming in China? Where do you ever see any filming in Russia?
If there's filming in China, they ain't got the freedom like we do. So they might have recorded it, but they might not have got it out.
But here's the thing, like so they put this the sightings didn't start happening until like you don't get me wrong, you'll find things going way into the past, so don't get me, but the majority of it was right around when the US created Area 51, and the whole thing that really is the government new stuff. They're creating technology that we're using now, like on planes and stuff like that. And how better way to hide it than to create a story of UFOs, because people were going to see unidentified objects flying, and you don't want your technology. Like the person that said it, and I can't remember where I saw it. You know what? I think it was on a podcast I think I was listening to. It might have been Breaking Point that was talking about it. But what they were talking, which I recommend if you want like kind of a middle ground of both sides. Breaking Point's a great podcast to go listen to
every single day.
Shout out to that boy Sagar.
Sagar is my dude.
Crystal too. Crystal has some good points.
Hey, I like Crystal because she'll call out her own side.
Yeah,
she ain't scared.
Yeah.
Sagar just calls out everyone.
Yeah, definitely. If you like, I mean, if you're gonna get overly political, probably go watch whatever. But I mean, Sagar and Crystal on Breaking Point definitely worth taking a watch.
Sagar is my dude.
But I think they were the ones that did it on the UFO, and they were talking about it like, China, and then when they hear these stories, they're probably listening and saying like, oh, they had an unidentified object floating over water. Oh, darn, we need to catch up, because they know that's a military testing. That's not freaking little green man coming to capture us.
Yeah.
Or it could be.
I guess, whatever. I feel God has enough problems with one creation he made. I don't think he wanted to make more they had to deal with.
That or we're the give up project. He's like, let it be. Start over here. Jesus, we're coming on this side.
We're gonna go into the whole Prometheus, which actually was a
dope movie. That was
boring.
That was a boring movie.
Man,
the concept of it was good when you tie it all in. It was boring.
It was slow and
dry.
Boring. Yeah, it was.
But the concept of it, okay, most of the time, like you could connect certain things. Like when it was going on, you were like, 2,000 years ago they said someone. Oh, okay, they're calling Jesus an alien. You could connect it, but some of that stuff you had to go and watch a YouTube video to explain it, because some of that stuff was just going over people's heads. And it was just kind of slow.
Yeah, but it was the prequel to Alien.
I know, but it was slow.
Like, so it had a lot of content of like,
it was good.
It was like the original movie. So if you knew, like, if you're a fan of the original movie, you can like just connect a lot of stuff.
I just think they could have done it different. I felt like it was slow. I like the concept of it, and once I understood everything that was going on, like I liked it. But it's not a movie I would sit and watch again.
I've sat and watched it again, so I disagree.
And that's okay.
I'm already there.
That's the beauty of it. We can agree to disagree.
You don't like watching movies over anyways.
I not really. I like seeing new movies, and I like. You know what? It's funny. I like really good movies, and then I like some corny movies. Like it's funny. I was watching this corny. I don't know why.
So what's a corny movie though?
But that's what I was about to get to. Yeah. So I was watching this YouTube thing popped up on my video, right, on my feed, and I was like, it was a movie made like a year ago. And it was funny. Like it was weird. Like I was like sitting there in my house about to go to sleep, and I was like, I need to watch something and put it on. like, and I didn't know what to put on, and it was a faith-based movie called A Week Away, and it made me laugh because it was Camp Rock meets Stephen Curtis Chapman, and it was the corniest movie in the world, but yet I enjoyed it.
That's one of the
it was corny as hell. Like I looked at it, I was like, "This is horrible acting. This is horrible thing," but I enjoyed it because it was just so corny.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it. Look, Christians gotta stop doing these corny things like that, dude. Like they'll put like.
First, I was surprised it was on Netflix, but secondly, it was like the concept, like you knew where everything was headed, but it was funny because they were singing songs, and when I first started hearing, I was like, I didn't know it was a musical at first, and I'm just watching it, right? I'm thinking it's gonna make me fall asleep, and I'm watching it.
Did you sing along at one point?
It got you.
No. Yes, I did. But anyways, not the point. I was there watching it, right? And the first song comes out, I was like, is that Stephen Curtis Chapman? I was like, that is Stephen Curtis Chapman. And like, they're literally doing the whole dance, and they didn't change the words to the song. They made it fit the movie. Then the next song comes out, it's Stephen Curtis Chapman again. I was like, did Stephen Curtis Chapman write this movie? He didn't, but he came out on it.
Wow. Like, that's what I mean. Like, Christians do. Oh, man.
There are some corny ones, but it's funny. Like I'm not gonna say
they're not going for funny.
I'm not saying
that's the funny part. Is that they're not going for.
I'm not saying it's my most favorite movie, but it's funny. Like everyone has their own. Like I enjoy a lot of I like a lot of sci-fi mysteries. I love stuff like that. But every once in a while, like I like a good inspirational movie, something like that. Like even Rise, or what was it? The one
Risen?
No.
Rise Up?
No, Anaconda.
Yeah, it was Rise Up.
Oh, was it Rise Up?
Yeah.
That was good. Or even the one on the quarterback. What was it called?
You talking about the one? What's his
Warren?
name? Yeah, Kurt Warner.
I haven't seen
Kurt Warner.
With that movie. With
that
Kurt
one
Warner.
was good. That one was good.
You know which one I really like? It's with Mark Wahlberg. Even though I think he's the lesser of the talented Wahlbergs.
Wow.
Donnie's the man, but
on TV.
Donnie's because Mark does the same movies. It's either inspirational or action. But
he's staying in his lane, bro. Can't be mad at that.
I'm just saying he's not. That's what I mean. Like he's good at what he does, but he's not the better actor.
He is the better actor.
But anyways, it's the boxing one. What's the boxing one with? And honestly,
the boxing one.
Christian Bell. Yeah.
Fighter or some fighter.
Christian Bell like out acted him on that, but it was a good one. I forgot what it was. Fighter. I think he it's the guy that fought.
Yeah.
Bless you, Gotti.
Yeah, bless you. Yeah,
Arturo Gotti. Right?
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. I don't know what movie you're talking. I think it's Fighter or something like that. I can't remember what exactly.
Yeah, I think Fighters.
I actually thought you were going with the other one, the one where he made the Eagles team.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Wow, you're missing out.
The best inspirational movie that's like for me for football and everything. There's two, but the top one is Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans, yeah.
Yeah.
See.
Second one is the program.
That just got played out too much. The program is not an inspirational movie.
It inspired me. That was an inspirational movie to me.
It was about a corrupt program.
It was inspirational.
Anyways, where the hell were we headed when we started getting into this?
You know what I was telling people about about the program, because I brought it up and someone finally knew what it was. Because a lot of people, like, well, the younger people don't know what the program is.
The program was good.
They I don't know if it ever got released, but I'm pretty sure it got released on VHS. Remember, they deleted a scene because people were doing it where they laid in the middle of the.
I don't know if it ever got released.
Yeah, because it was in theaters, and then the people, then kids started actually laying in the middle of the lane and getting hit by cars.
They removed it, but I wonder if it was removed out of the VHS too.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was or not. Like, I don't know if it got taken out before the VHS or after the VHS.
No, it was before, because it was still in theaters when that was happening.
Yeah, because I was like, man, that would be really cool to find
this. That's back when it was like 6 or 8 months after a movie.
They were doing TikTok challenges before TikTok. they died for it, but
where the hell were we headed before when I got into the?
We were gonna do the speed round, but we went all the way the shooter.
We were going to do the speed round, but then we were going to do the speed round, and then you start talking about the 4th of July shooter. That's what happened.
Yeah, but I don't remember how we got into the movie stuff.
The movie stuff? I don't know.
I have to re-listen to this. I don't know how we got diverged to that.
I don't know. That's honestly, this literally like is how I handle everything. Like, if you hear my conversations with my clients, we will go through topic after topic. It all makes sense at the end.
All right, speed round. Biggest trade happened so far.
Biggest trade that happened so far is the Rudy Gobert trade. Like that actually happened, or a trade that's going to be happening? Because KD's leaving somewhere.
No. We'll get into that trade that has happened.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert. Who else?
Deontay Murray's a bigger.
Hey,
Rudy Gobert's out there. Rudy Gobert,
you're crazy.
Rudy Gobert doesn't.
This is why I don't take Spurs fans serious. Like,
I'm not saying he's going to be the greatest person. I just think it was a bigger trade. It's a bigger. I think it's a bigger impact. Rudy Gobert was no longer an impact there.
Shut up, dude.
It wasn't. Disappeared in the playoffs.
Did Murray make the playoffs?
He shouldn't have even been in. They should have set his butt down. He couldn't. Who did they play? Was it the Warriors or who did they play first round?
Again, did Murray make it to the playoffs? That's the question right now.
He made it to the All-Stars.
By default.
Wasn't by default.
Green couldn't come in.
Man.
He got hurt, and they're like, hey, just get that Spurs guy.
First of all, Green should never have been made it to the playoffs.
Why? He had a good year.
Oh, my God. Averaging a single...
No,
triple single.
I'm just saying. You're trying to say
averaging a triple single.
You're trying to say this.
Averaging a triple single. He got made into All-Star. And yes, I did steal that from Charles Barkley.
Gobert was like back-to-back defensive player of the year, and you're like, no, this guy that actually
back-to-back defensive player of the year, but couldn't make a stop in the playoffs. They had him out there, and he was being misused that whole playoffs.
And Murray's biggest accomplishment is that Green got hurt, and he got volunteered to be in the All-Star game.
Just stating facts. Anyways, where does KD end up?
Yeah, where's Durant going?
Nah,
we have a lot of unprotected.
He ain't going to no Houston, bro.
But they're not gonna
draft picks.
Yeah, but they're not going to trade all those.
They have players that they can trade still too.
I don't think
for KD.
I think Houston would be better off without KD.
Why?
Because they're building right now. I mean, they're not building, but they've done good, and
they're doing good at building.
And they still have, like you said, all those first pick. KD, I just don't think he'll carry them to the playoffs.
KD in the Houston Rockets jersey.
It's gonna be Harden. It's gonna be Harden all over again.
Yep.
Harden stint number 2.
Yep.
I'm okay with that.
You're gonna have Mr. Running Gun himself.
Only KD shows up at least in the playoffs. You can't say that he doesn't show up in the playoffs.
You're gonna trade off. You're gonna trade off all your picks and future for KD with the hope that's not gonna happen.
You keep Jalen Green. You keep Smith, or you might even be able to trade him. Like, that's it. You got a championship team already.
I hope he does end up at Houston. You guys lose all of that because then you guys will be back in the Harden phase.
Yeah, well. I don't even know what phase you guys are in.
We're in the rebuild phase.
You guys are just hopefully...
We're in the rebuild. Hope we don't move to Austin phase.
Hopefully there's another Tim Duncan coming out this way.
Okay, quick. Have you seen that guy that Memphis drafted? He's like a chubby center.
No.
I don't know what his name is, but the number 1 pick was Chet, I think. That guy that went to Oklahoma. Tall guy, 7-footer, blah blah blah.
Isn't Danny Green in Memphis now?
I have no idea. But he played really good his first game, and then they were showing the highlights from this Memphis guy who John Morant was going off on because he's big body, and he was just like he took him to the hole several times, made a 3. He was just like using him.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I don't think he'll last that long. He looks like Big Baby, where he's like he'll be a role player, but he ain't gonna last like he ain't gonna be like unless he lose some weight.
Yeah,
that body's not gonna last 82 games.
He look like he could play though.
I mean, he probably still get some more. Yeah, he'll probably get some more games than what's the guy at the Pelicans?
Oh,
Zion. Probably have more games than Zion. Who? Okay, Zion got his extension.
Doesn't deserve it.
Waste of money.
Oh yeah, big times.
Waste of money.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He hasn't improved himself. I told someone that, and they're like, I said he's like Odin right now. Like, you don't really know what you got. And they're like, no, he's not like Odin. Was it you that said he's not like Odin? I said he was like Odin. I was like, you don't really know what you got, and you're giving him like Odin didn't even have this much of a chance And they probably played the same amount of games.
I actually thought Greg Oden was a better player.
You think he was a better player than Zion? Well,
I just think he messed up his foot and stuff, so you just never got to see it.
I think Zion would be a great player if his body can.
Greg Oden was hitting free throws with his left hand when he's right-handed.
I think
in a championship game, but he played injured, screwed up his knee, and never recovered.
I thought he had like bad feet or something like that, right?
He has his feet and his knee. Yeah.
He didn't get pedicures. That's what.
No, he had some feet. He had some feet. It was just his. Yeah.
Here we go. Y'all gonna let
the importance of pedicures is great.
Oh man.
Anyways,
you end up getting cut by the Chinese.
Okay, so if KD doesn't go to Houston, where is he going?
I hope not the Lakers. That's a dumb move.
Going to the Lakers.
That'd be dumb.
I don't know where he's going.
I don't think he'll end up there.
Kyrie,
where's Kyrie?
I think before we get to Kyrie, I think the biggest team that he is going to go to, and they have enough like trading ability and everything, is Miami Heat. If you trade Hero and Lowry, you already have a good trade, and then a few draft picks.
I think they'll want Butler. I don't think Miami should get rid of Butler.
And you can maybe give up Bam without giving up Butler.
I don't know. I don't think it's worse for KD. But
they have enough trade. Like you get those three.
Yeah, but I think it's just.
And then you trade.
That's a bad move for Miami. I really don't think like. I don't know. KD's good, but I like KD, but it's too much in his head now that he has to prove everything.
He is having that,
and it's gonna be.
He has an image problem.
Yeah, so it's gonna be an issue wherever he goes. So I don't know.
Okay, so then where do you think he's gonna?
No, I think he'll land in one of those places. I just think it'll be stupid moves.
And before we get to Kyrie too, I think the Rudy Gobert was a horrible trade. Like I think T-Wolves gave up way too many players and draft picks just for Rudy Gobert. That's what I think. Even though I think he was a bigger trade than Murray. They gave up.
You're not gonna let that go, huh?
They gave like
just
what?
They gave up
like 5 players and like 4 draft picks for Rudy Gobert.
I don't know.
Just let it go, bro.
Anyways, right. Kyrie Irving, where's he going?
Kyrie, he's staying. I don't think he's gonna leave.
He signed back on, but he's asking for a trade.
Is he?
Yeah. He took up his player option, but he's asking for a trade too.
Well, from what I understand, that they want to still play together. So if wherever, like, they're going to try to probably be a package deal.
I don't know why they want to play together.
KD,
it hasn't worked out since.
But they haven't really got to play. Like their whole thing is that they don't believe that Brooklyn like built around them.
Because they had to do everything to get them there. And they had decent teams, but they were always getting injured, and then Kyrie couldn't take the shot.
Not like when he was in Cleveland.
That's all good.
I'll take that.
I'm telling you, they're both damaged. They're both damaged goods.
Like, I don't know where Kyrie. I think he wants to go Lakers, right?
Yeah. Yep. So
I would go Lakers.
All right, that's speed round question, which this didn't feel like a really speed round.
Yeah, you only asked one question.
No, we asked several questions.
Which one?
We went into several things. We went into several picks and things like that, but we just went longer explaining than quick round. But anyways, not the point. I was just pointing out it wasn't as quick a round as usual. But anyways, Thor, good, bad, what?
I think it's gonna be great because I'm a comic book lover, and the villain that they picked is amazing. They got an amazing actor to play the villain.
I don't even know who the villain is.
Who is it?
Christian Bale's playing the villain.
Shut up.
Who's the villain?
His name's Gore the God Butcher. So his whole thing was,
let me find out.
He felt like he was almost like an atheist at one point, like because the gods weren't answering him, and then he finds out, like, he sees these two gods fighting, and one of them loses his sword, and he gets the sword, and that's like actually like a sword that can kill gods. So then he takes over that sword, and he ends up killing like God after God. Like his whole thing is, I'm gonna kill all the gods because they don't care about us. And this one point, like when they introduce him in the comic book, it's super dope because like Thor, some girl prays to Thor, and Thor shows up. and saves him. And he's like, "Where's your gods at?" And she's like, "We don't have no gods. We never had gods." He's like, "No, everyone has gods." So then he goes up and he finds the palace where the gods are at. And there's this big door, like Thor is like this small compared to the door. And he opens up the door and it's just these huge gods just all hanging, like a whole bunch of them just hanging, just dead. And that's how they introduce God Butcher. Like he's that dude. Like then you got Russell Crowe playing Zeus. So that's,
I know. I'm just seeing it right now. Russell Crowe.
The only reason
you know who else? Luke Hemsworth is. I guess his brother's in it too.
The reason I'm interested,
and his son's in it too.
Well, the reason I'm interested, I saw a commercial today, and the reason I was interested in it was because one, it had kind of like a comedy feel to it, because it has that Guardian of Galaxy type feel.
They're gonna be on it, yeah.
So, and I do like the Guardians of Galaxy. I felt like it was a very comedy. Yeah, Chris Pratt's good. I like the comedy stuff. So
Chris Hemsworth is.
No, he's good. He's
hilarious. Like that movie that we watched on Netflix. He was hilarious on that one.
Which one was that one?
The one with him and Miles.
Miles Teller. Yeah.
That one was a good. Like he was good on that one.
Yeah, so I got my tickets for tomorrow, so I'll definitely go check it out and see what's going on. But that's what got me there. I saw the commercial and it was like, because I knew like at the end he was with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. So I was like interested to see how they were gonna play that, because Chris Pratt is funny. Chris Hemsworth plays funny too, and it's like it's that whole cast, like Bautista
and all that. Portman's an amazing actress.
I don't know about that, but
you don't think she's amazing actress?
I think she's fine. I don't know what's amazing about her, but
so I think it's her fault that Anakin became Darth Vader. I'll put that out there.
Oh my god,
it's true. Look at it.
Let's not get into why a grown woman fell in love with a 6-year-old.
And let's not get into it that she was okay with him killing younglings, and then in front of Obi-Wan, she's like, "You killed younglings," and started crying like she didn't know that he was already doing that. Toxic. That's a toxic relationship. Oh my god. And Star Wars and toxic relationships. Is that the next one? She was the Amber Heard of that relationship.
Well, as we close this out, again, appreciate you guys joining us. Hit the like and subscribe button. Get your scrubs. Do your advertising, and we'll be having a guest coming up.
You're going to be watching Thor tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So we'll give our reviews about Thor next week.
Yeah, we'll try to make sure we don't
do
no
my spoilers. Boy Boogie, we're already like
spoilers or anything.
Yeah, me and Boogie are already like, this is going to be epic. Like,
looking at the trailer right now.
How's Boogie?
Actually, pretty good.
It's my homeboy Joe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's good people.
I thought it was like imaginary friend or something. Like you just randomly came out.
Boogeyman Joe, check him out. He plays a lot of funk and stuff on his DJ. Like on his DJ tip, like he's dope.
Okay. Hey, so yeah, thanks for joining us. Hit the subscribe button. Let's get to that 100, so we'll figure out what we're gonna do. We're taking suggestions.
I thought we're gonna do handsome feet.
That's one possibility. But we had told them to put comments out there, so let's see what they come back with. Yeah. But we'll go with that's on there. Pedicures are on there. We'll figure it out.
Get booked up by
Manny can do a pedicure with his socks on.
And
no, not even with the socks on. These dogs, no.
Wednesday, July 13th. Then I'll get a tattoo. And what I'll do is I'll put 3 ideas out there.
Okay.
And then we'll vote on that idea. And then whatever idea it is, I'll just. Or you know what? Actually, Mondo and them have a thing where you pay $100 and you put like it's the little you get what you get type deal.
Yeah. When you're gonna put something permanently on your body, that's I don't know.
No, it's like there's nothing like stupid on there. It's just like you get what you get, as in like there will be like a traditional like a traditional piece or whatever falls out. Like
it's your body. It's your body. Anyways,
my body, my choice. Damn.
Yeah. All right. With that said, before we get canceled, I feel like that's the ending of every show before we get canceled. Anyways, thanks for joining us. Hit the like, subscribe button. Let's get those subscribes up. And if you guys have questions,
comment and share us.
Yeah, you have questions or you have topics you want us to shoot, put them out there. But again, thanks for joining us. And with that said,
Local love is forever.
All right, we're out.